Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon. All right, Sarah, let's get started. We'll start with Sorza. Well, never mind.
I don't see defendant, Judge.
Yeah, defendant's not here. Moving on to the next case. We'll do Mr. Lane. We're on the record in 23 CCR 233707, stated Texas versus Saidev Rayo. Mr. Lane, if you give the court an update.
Yes, Judge. Spoken with Val Zuniga, who said he has emailed with the prosecutor. He did not state which one. He's unable to be here today and asked me to step in. He did say that his understanding is that an offer has been made in the case. It has been rejected, and that I guess this case is just going to continue on the scheduling order, Judge, towards trial.
Okay. All right, next docket is pretrial conference on 8/1. That's an in-person docket at 9 a.m.
I will make sure it's in his count. You said 8/1 at 9 a.m., Judge?
Correct.
Okay. I will make sure that he has it in his calendar.
Very good. Thank you for the update. You're free to go.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Go to Barrera.
I don't see defendant, Judge.
Okay. Harris, maybe?
The 9 and 10 is your-
9/10.
All right, we're on the record in 23 CCR 237260, stated Texas versus Kiana Harris. Ms. Godfrey, it's a motion to reinstate. Your client was in the hospital. What's going on?
Your Honor, I had emailed the court the doctor's letter stating where she was in the hospital. I tried to file it with the motion, but with the new redactions, it didn't let me file it, so I apologize. But I did send it to your coordinator. So we're asking if she could please have her bond reinstated, Judge, due to the fact that she was in the hospital at the time of the last hearing.
State.
Your Honor, if the defendant was truly in the hospital, I don't have any records of that, but if that is true, then I would defer to the court's judgment.
Sarah, you got that letter?
I'm looking, Judge.
Can you guys repeat? I couldn't hear anything.
Just hang tight.
Yes, I got a picture of a doctor's note.
Forward that to me.
Yes, sir.
I'll grant your motion. We'll
Thank
keep
you,
on
Judge.
we'll keep her on the same dates she previously had. Did she have a previous docket control order, Sarah? Okay, same dates that were previously in place.
Actually, Judge, no, she did not. It was for arraignment that she did not appear.
Okay, then that being the case, I need her to appear along with you, Ms. Godfrey, on Friday morning, 8:30 a.m.
Yes, Your Honor. We'll see you April 19th at 8:30, Judge.
Thank you. You and your
Thank you,
client are
Judge.
free to go.
Have a good day.
Judge?
Good afternoon.
Judge, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Um,
Giavarino, can you hear me? Mr. Giavarino, you there? Sarah, move to the next case. All right, Greco Gray.
Yes, sir.
Let's see here. PTI status ends on September 19th. How are things going with Mr. Gray on his PTI?
Good, sir. I've been following all that has been said on the paper that was given to me.
All right, hold on, Mr. Gray. Michelle, do you have any input?
Yeah, his monitor said he's doing great. He's in compliance with everything.
Okay, perfect. Ms. Bronson, thank you for showing up for Mr. Bish, but you are free to go, you and your client both.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
You do the same. Giavarino, can you hear me? He still can't hear me. Let's move on. Mr. Milano, you there? Mr. Milano. What about the next case, Sarah? We have Mr. Ison here.
There we go, sir. Excuse me.
All right, we're on the record in 23 CCR 234-988 stated Texas versus Cartrevious Thompson. Mr. Milano, if you give the court an update.
Yes, sir. We've worked something out with the prosecutor. He's going to go to the theft diversion program, and we're setting it up now.
When will he enter the program and pay the fees and everything?
He'll be paying the fees here by the first of next week.
Okay. If he does not enter the program, his next court date is June 18th for another status.
Correct, Judge.
All right. Thank you for the update. You and your client are free to go. Actually, don't leave, Mr. Furlano. You have the next case on the docket, Diaz.
Yes.
All right, we're on the record in 23 CCR 234-225, State of Texas versus Erica Diaz. All right, Mr. Furlano, give me an update on this case.
Yes, sir. Very simply, the matter has been settled. Client's going to enter a plea. Got an agreement with the prosecutor on that. We just need to get a date from the court coordinator, and we will get that taken care of.
Sarah.
I could do this Thursday, the 18th at 1:30.
How about that works? That let's see, Thursday at 1:30.
Correct.
Can we do a Tuesday?
A Tuesday?
Yes.
No, I would, let's try to, if you can, let's make it work this Thursday because I'm starting a trial next week that's going to put a hamper on some dates.
Very good, Judge. Let me see. I talked to my client ahead of time. She asked for a Tuesday, but let me see if I can get her down there for Thursday at 1 o'clock.
Ms. Diaz, can you appear this Thursday for a plea?
I'll make it.
Okay, very good. All right, we're set for a plea on this Thursday at 1:30. See you and your client there. You're free to go.
Thank you, Judge. Appreciate it.
Thank you. I do not see Mr. Eisen.
Al Valdez is filling in.
Who is?
Al Valdez.
All right, well, let's get them both in. Next case, and then we'll move back to the top of the docket. All right, we're on the record in 23 CCR 233-789, State of Texas versus Erica in Toronto. Mr. Valdez, it's my understanding you're filling in for Mr. Eisen. If you would give me an update on the case.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm currently reviewing the evidence right now. We have videos, we have the blood back, and we do have documents. Blood discovery was signed by the court and by all parties, and we sent it off to the lab. That is the only thing we're waiting for in regards to this specific case. I did reach out to ADA O'Brien this morning or this afternoon just to see what the current offer is. There may have been relayed to us. I just don't see it in our file. But other than blood discovery and a current offer, we're just continuing to review the case, and we'll be communicating with ADA O'Brien or the prosecutor assigned to the case.
Okay. Thank you for the update. You and your client are free to go.
Thank you, Judge.
Judge, do you want to see if Mr. Stevens has his?
Yeah, let's bring Mr. Stevens in. We'll go back to the top of the docket. If they're not here, I'm not going to hear the case. Mr. Stevens, you unmute yourself, please.
Yeah, I was muting for a minute there.
All right. Mr. Stevens, your client is not present.
All I can tell you is that I called him 20 minutes ago and asked him if he was online. And he said, yeah, I'm in a waiting room or something like that. Now, I hope he didn't not use his proper name. That's all I can tell you is that he told me that. Would you like to come back in
I'll come back
5
to you.
minutes?
I'm going to come back to you in just a minute.
Okay,
Contact the client.
I will call him. Thank you.
Let's move to Barrera.
Mr. Craig is stuck on joining. It won't transfer him in.
Hey,
Sarah, was Mr. Wingard here earlier?
he was, Your Honor. I'm sorry. Sorry.
I no longer see him present.
He was in the waiting room.
Your Honor, if I may, when I
You
first
may.
came, I could not hear anything either. He just texted me that he was on there. He saw me, but he couldn't hear anything either. I can text him to see if he can get back on or.
He was here a second ago. I'll proceed without him since he was here.
Yes, sir.
So we're on the record in 23 CCR 233932, State of Texas versus Michael Wingard. All right, so motion to reinstate. Go ahead, Mr. Yavarino.
Yes, sir. So that particular day when we were supposed to be here in the courtroom or through this Zoom meeting, Mr. Wingard was communicating with me. I was in California at the time, but he was communicating with me that he was trying to get into the Zoom meeting, but for some reason or another, he could not. He's done this before, so I don't know. I wouldn't have any doubt that he knew how to do it. But that's what happened, Your Honor. And since that time, I did the motion to reinstate. I have also spoken to Mr. O'Brien about trying to get this case resolved as well. And he's made us some offers. We're just going through some little technical questions about the case before we accept or not accept the offer.
Mr. O'Brien.
Yes, Your Honor. It appears to me as if Mr. Wingard does not have a history of bond forfeiting. Further, Your Honor, as Mr. Yavarino stated, I do believe we are fairly close to resolution in this case, and I believe it would be in the best interest of judicial efficiency to get it back on the docket because I think we could get it resolved. As such, I won't oppose Mr. Yavarino's motion.
I motion for Mr. Yavarino.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. All right, have a good one. Let's go back on the same docket control order that he was on previously. What's his next date, Sarah?
His next date is going to be. Sorry, it was loading. Pre-trial. Pre-trial on July 18th with trial on July 23rd.
Okay. Right.
Let's resolve it by pretrial.
Thank you. Appreciate
Thank you.
it. Thank you. All right, guys.
Craig, you hear me?
Yes, good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. We're on the record in 23 CCR 235560, State of Texas versus Leonardo Barrera. We have a motion to modify, and I believe this is the motion you filed back on October 12th of last year that you're seeking. Is that correct?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
And it's my understanding that the magistrate judge already made some rulings upon that motion, of which the defendant was to appear in, let's see here, defendant's motion to modify bond conditions is presented. Defendant's monthly reporting fees to pretrial services is waived. Random urinalysis is modified. Defendant is to submit to a hair follicle test, and random testing is withdrawn. All other bond conditions remain in effect. So the only other conditions were the stay away provision and no contact provision.
That is correct, Your Honor. And if the court recalls, at a previous setting, you wanted Mr. Barrera to get evaluated prior to considering the motion. But through discussion with the state regarding the motion, the state has not been able to reach the complainant and is not ready to move forward. So we were going to ask the court to pass this motion until the next setting, which I believe is May 7th for this case. And there's a good possibility we could have a resolution to that. I believe Mr. Barrera has done the evaluation and is compliant with any recommendations from any mental health professional at this time.
Okay, matters passed.
That's all I have, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. You're free to go.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
All right, is Mr. Tang still the attorney on the next case, or is it somebody else?
I'm not sure, but they're both in person. Jacob said that defendant and attorney are in person.
Okay, Vargas, Feliciano Vargas.
Good afternoon, Judge.
Afternoon. On the record in 23 CCR 233555 and 233553 stated Texas versus Feliciano Vargas. Counsel, give me an update.
Yes, Your Honor. I received an email from the state saying that they are still trying to attempt to contact the complaining witness, and that is what we are waiting for at this time. They've shared all the evidence with me, so I have all of that. But at this time, I guess we would need a reset to see if we can get the complaining witness.
Well, we got pretrial on 8-1.
I have something to say. Your Honor, hold on. The defendant didn't go for his random drug test, so his pretrial monitor wants him to report after court.
Okay, he'll report after court. All right. Well, next docket is 8-1 for pretrial conference, 9 a.m. It's in person. We'll see you then.
Thank you, Judge.
He needs to go report immediately now.
Yes, sir.
Counsel, what is your name, please?
Nicole Tamori.
Can you spell your last name for me?
Teymouri.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay. And may we be excused?
You're free to go. Yes.
Thank you, Judge.
Good afternoon, Judge.
Afternoon, Mr. Zom. We're on the record in 23 CCR 233816 stated Texas versus Joshua Smith. Why don't you give me an update?
So, Mr. Smith, and the state's offered a dismissal if he obtains a occupational driver's license. He was set for the hearing on April 4th, but Judge White canceled it, and it's rescheduled for April 25th. And do you want the cause number on that, Judge?
No.
Okay. So as soon as he gets it, the state's offering a dismissal.
Okay. All right. I've made a note of that. If it's not dismissed, next court setting is on 8-1 at 9 a.m.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Thank you. You and your client are free to go.
Thank you.
All right. Let's see. Taylor.
Attorney is in person.
Okay. Mr. McCann.
Good morning, Your Honor. Can you see and hear me?
Yes, I can.
The last update I had on my client was
Hold on. Your client's not fully connected yet. Let's give him a second to fully connect.
very well.
We're on the record in 23 CCR 233757 State of Texas versus Jonathan Taylor. Go ahead, Mr. McCann.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. I believe that my colleague Gavin and I can work this out. We are pretty close, I think, on Mr. Taylor. I think if the court would give us a setting to keep us honest, I think we can resolve this before then.
Let's see here. Well, I'll see you again tomorrow for your discovery compliance hearing. And then after that, it'll be a pretrial conference.
Your Honor, if I may, on that, if the court could, I believe that I have everything from Mr. O'Brien. If the court would take that today.
Run down to Mr. O'Brien's office, go sign off on the log and have it, and then bring it back and I'll accept it today.
Fair enough. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. You and your client are free to go.
Thank you.
Mr. Stevens, I'm not going to keep our interpreter here all day. So your
Judge,
client is either here or not, and I don't see your client.
he says that I'm on the phone now. He says that he entered his name right now, Eric Suarez, and I don't think he understood to put defendant or whatever, but he should be in there now. I walked him right through the whole thing.
While we're waiting, I'm pulling in one other case.
Okay, I'll be muted again then, because I'm on the phone with him.
Mr. Longoria, can you hear me? You're muted, sir. We're on the record in 23 CCR 233644 State of Texas versus Craig Battle. All right, Mr. Longoria, second you get yourself unmuted, if you would give me an update on this case, a status update. Should be a button on the screen, Mr. Longoria.
Can you hear me now?
I can.
Sorry about that, Judge.
It's okay. Go ahead.
On Craig Battle, I've reviewed the original discovery on this case. I've talked to I think it's a new prosecutor on the case, Ian. I did talk to client, and unfortunately, he has a new, looks like a DWI that came in maybe January. I think he has a May court date, but I have not seen anything on that yet. I don't think it's been filed. Ian may have to tell me that.
Ian, you want to, Mr. Timmons, you want to give us an update?
Yes, Your Honor. So in that case, we had just filed actually a state's motion to add bond conditions and a proposed order in that case because we had discovered it looked like there weren't any bond conditions that we could detect in that case. But on January 31st, Mr. Battle was arrested for a new driving while intoxicated offense. Again, I'm not sure how he was able to operate a vehicle without an intoxilizer. That might be due to the lack of a pre-existing condition. And a blood test in that case has come back. The blood alcohol content was 0.209 grams of alcohol per 100 milliliters. The case is still currently in intake. It has not been filed yet, but obviously as soon as it is filed, I will obviously share that information with defense.
Mr. Longoria, we're going to hear the state's motion to add bond conditions on this case on Friday morning at 8:30 a.m. I expect you and your client to be present for the hearing.
Friday morning at 8:30, Judge, we'll be there.
Very good.
Also,
All
the
right.
defendant, the defendant needs to report for his color. He didn't report yesterday. His pretrial monitor has texted him, but he hasn't responded back. So he needs to report today to submit to a random drug test.
Ma'am,
Okay.
I went this morning, ma'am. I already did.
This morning at what time?
It was about 9:30.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes,
What
ma'am.
case is that on? The colors?
Let's
It's not
see.
this case.
Let me see. So on 24, CCR 7981.
Yeah, that's not this case. So we'll
Okay,
that's going to go towards his other case, but
got it.
I don't think it's been filed yet. So
Okay.
Correct.
okay, Mr. Longoria, you and your client are free to go. I'll see you Friday morning.
Thank you, Judge.
Let's see, Mr. Stevens. Oh, look at that. Your client just joined.
What a miracle. Un milagro. Yeah, I was worried about that. Is Gavin in the courtroom, Judge, or there?
He's here.
I'm here.
It'd probably be better if he explained because a new possible case popped up. And he can explain that, and then I'll agree or
All right.
disagree.
We're on the record in 23 CCR 235067, stated Texas versus Aret Suarez. Ms. Pizzurro, if you raise your right hand, do you solemnly swear or affirm that you'll truly and accurately translate from English to Spanish and from Spanish to English, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you may translate or interpret what I've stated so far.
Estamos en actas en el caso 23 CCR 235-067 de la Fiscalía de Texas versus Eric Suárez Valera.
Okay, Mr. O'Brien, I believe you're going to get us started here today.
Señor O'Brien, creo que usted va a empezar el día de hoy.
Yes, Your Honor. So as it stands, this is a failure to ID. And there's also a pending theft accompanying this case in intake.
Sí, su señoría, a la fecha nosotros tenemos una acusación de no cumplir con la identificación y también hay un caso pendiente de hurto en este caso.
My desire is to resolve both cases together.
Mi deseo es resolver ambos casos juntos.
So before I make an offer officially on the failure to ID, I'm trying to follow up on the status of the theft and intake.
Entonces, antes de hacer una oferta oficial sobre el caso de incumplimiento con identificarse, estoy tratando de averiguar qué es lo que pasó con el caso de hurto y sustracción.
Either way, I feel we're on the path to a resolution.
De cualquier forma, creo que estamos camino a una resolución.
Okay. Anything you'd like to add, Mr. Stevens?
¿Algo que le gustaría agregar, señor Stevens?
Judge, that was exactly the way I would have explained it, so I have nothing to add.
Pues eso es exactamente como yo lo hubiera explicado, así que no tengo nada más que agregar.
All right, very good. Then that concludes the hearing. You and your client are free to go.
Muy bien,
Thank you.
entonces eso concluye la audiencia. Usted y su cliente ya se pueden retirar. Gracias.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yes, you may. Thank you for waiting. Appreciate you. All right, do we have anyone in the courtroom for William Adams?
Attorney and defendant should be in the courtroom.
Okay, they can join us in the attorney-client meeting room.
The attorney never showed up for that case, Judge.
So we just have the defendant.
Just the defendant is here on that case.
Okay, we'll come back to that.
Issue with number 17 and 18.
17 and 18. What do we have? What's the problem?
They're in person, but no attorney.
So Bag and Spikes are in person as well?
Yes.
Well, let's take care of those who are here. Let's go to Oliver.
McDougal's in the courtroom.
McDougal's in the courtroom. Okay.
Good morning, Judge. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. For on the record in 23 CCR 235-813, State of Texas versus Colleen Oliver. Mr. McDougal, either Mr. McDougal, would you like to give me an update on the case?
Yes, Judge, we received discovery on the case. We've also been in contact with the prosecutor often about this one and sharing information with her. We have reviewed the discovery. We are missing just a 911 call, which we recently figured out we were missing that one. I would have got a hold of Ms. Chopper earlier. Ms. Chopper emailed me earlier today that she's still trying to reach out to the complaining witness on the case. And I think we need more time for that to happen.
Okay. Ms. Chopper, anything you want to add?
No, Judge, that was it.
All right. So next docket is on June 18th, 2:30 p.m. It's another Zoom conference. We'll see you then. Thank you for the update.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, we're on the record. 23 CCR 235-080, State of Texas versus Tiffany Simmons. Mr. Overstreet, would you care to give the court an update?
Yes, Your Honor. I've been out a few weeks because I had a death in my family, but I did speak to the prosecutor, and I have everything that I need. I've reviewed several videos. I need to review a couple more, and then there was a discrepancy in something that I read in the OR that I wanted to talk to the two witnesses about. And after that, I think we'd be able to definitively, go one way or another. So by our 618 status, we definitely will be at a trial or plea at that point.
Okay. Very good. Thank you for the update then. You're free to go, Mr. Overstreet.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
You do the same. We have Barnes in the courtroom? No?
Hello?
Ms. Collins, can you turn your video on?
Yes, sir. I had to switch to my phone because my computer video was not working, Judge. Let me see. Yeah. Sorry about that, Judge.
That's okay.
Sorry
Is
today.
your client going to be joining us? Robert Barnes.
I spoke that his appearance was not required today.
Yeah, I'm sorry, you did what now?
When I emailed Ms. Toller this morning, she told me his appearance was not required.
No, his appearance is required at all docket settings. It's stated on the docket control order.
Oh, wow. Okay, let me get him to join, Judge. I must have misread the message this morning.
Okay.
Okay, I'll stand down and I'll get him to join. Okay, Judge?
I need him joining in the next 2 minutes, please.
Okay,
Thank
I
you.
will.
Let's bring Beg and Spikes into the attorney-client meeting room.
Morning, sir.
Mr. Begg. Faizan Begg.
I'm here, Your Honor.
Okay. Is your attorney going to be joining us?
I called him right now. The one that they gave me the appointment on, he wasn't here. And I called him, it was a lady that answered. She told me she'll leave him a message, however, she can't do nothing about it.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I'm passing your hearing for today. Your next one's going to be on June 18th at 2:30 p.m. I need you and your attorney to appear on that date. You're free to go.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
Spikes, Marcus
Yes.
Spikes.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Spikes, is your attorney going to join us?
No, we have conflicting court dates. He said when I spoke to him yesterday that his paperwork stated via Zoom on the 18th, not today. And he's out of town for that.
He has you have a April 16th docket setting, an April 17th docket setting, and a June 18th docket setting. So it's quite clear on the sheet. All right, defense counsel is not present. You are free to go, sir. I'm going to waive today's hearing, but you will need to appear tomorrow at 1:30 for your discovery compliance docket.
Okay. I'll consult with him tomorrow at 1:30.
That's correct.
I'll be here.
Thank you. You're free to go.
Thank you. Thanks. Yeah.
All right, we're on the record in 23 CCR 235061 and 23 CCR 235062, State of Texas versus Robert Earl Barnes. Ms. Collins, I did see the email that Ms. Toller sent you earlier, and it does state that he does need to appear. All right, let's get started. Can you give me a status update on the case?
Judge, and so I just emailed Ms. Toller too that I glanced down as I was walking into court 3 and I read not required. So I just apologized to her for that because it was simply I'm walking into court 3 and I read it wrong. But I have been in contact with Marissa on this case. She needs to go back and talk to the witnesses again. In addition, she wanted to look at some other discovery. She and I are going to visit about this case again after she's in trial right now. So after she's talked to the complaining witnesses again about the case, we're going to visit one last time.
Oh, she's here with us today, Ms. Chapa.
We just wrapped up this morning, Atoya.
Okay, yeah, your last message on Sunday said you may be in trial.
Yeah. But that's all
Give the court an update, Ms. Chapa.
that is all correct. There's also medical records that I'm working on requesting. So, but we're in constant communication about this.
Okay, very good. Yeah. All right, Ms. Collins, thank you for the update. Ms. Chapa, thank you.
Thank you.
Collins, you and your client are free to go.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Walden was dismissed. Believe that takes care of everything on the docket.
Judge, we still have Adams.
Adams.
His attorney just showed up.
The attorney's here. Very good.
Good afternoon, Judge.
Good afternoon. All right, we're on the record in 23 CCR 234998, State of Texas versus William Adams. Mr. O'War, would you give the court an update on the case?
Your Honor, I believe the last time we appeared here, I spoke with, I believe, Mr. Garvin, the prosecutor, who said he will get back with me regarding that he will look back at the video and get back with me, because I told him that the guy was not driving all this stuff, so we haven't heard back.
State.
Your Honor, I didn't see a note about that, but I will look into it personally. I had reviewed the reports and the notes we had. I didn't see any issue with operation, but I will review the video footage and reach out to the defense shortly.
Okay. All right, we have a new prosecutor, Mr. Orwar. He'll take a look at it and get back with you shortly. Make sure he has your number. If you would email him or stop by and provide him your business card.
Okay. And that's a Mr. Who?
Timmons, Mr. Timmons.
Okay, Mr. Timmons. All right.
Yeah, next court setting for your client is on June 18th at 2:30. It's another Zoom hearing. I'll see y'all then.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Right, now, I do believe that concludes today's docket.